Welcome to your 9th Java tutorial. In this JOGL tutorial, we're going to be doing stars thing. So I'm going to actually show you what it looks like before we do it. So this is essentially what we're going to be doing. So we're going to toggle twinkle, and if you want, you will be able to rotate your screen position and stuff like that. So you can alternate camera angles. So kind of neat. Let's get to it. So I'm going to turn this off, and let's begin. So the first thing up top, we're going to do our instance variables. So I'm starting with base render, which is just everything cleaned out. So we're going to have private, boolean, twinkle. So this is what we'll use to toggle twinkle on and off. While final int number, this will be the number of stars on our screen that we'll be drawing. And then we're going to do stars star array list equals new. Now you're like, what's a stars? There's no type stars. We're going to create a subclass that will be used for making a star. So now we're going to be doing the floats for the zoom. This will be used for the camera angle. I'm not going to do all the key bindings in the tutorial. I assume by now you know how to set the key bindings. So I'm just going to do the one with twinkle. You can fill in the rest as homework. Yes, I'm assigning you homework. I'm evil. I know. So we have twinkle, and then we need one more for spin. So I'm only going to be setting the twinkle boolean. So toggling it on and off. You'll have to set the key bindings for increasing and decrementing tilt and spin. That way you get to play with it a little bit more. The more you play with this stuff, the easier it is to understand. New int. Again, we're just doing a simple texture. The texture I'm going to be using is star.bmp. It will be available in the description below. So for display, I'm not going to go over all this code. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is for drawing the stars. Stars are essentially just basic GL quads. So, I mean, you should be able to draw it by now. I'm hoping you can do this without me explaining it. Otherwise, you need to go back to my previous tutorials and practice them. Practice makes perfect. So, here we go. A lot of code. And that's right. Okay, so now we're getting a bunch of errors. It's because we need to make a class star. So let's go do that right now. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just make it right below here. Okay, so we have class stars. I'll explain this code in a second. I just don't like these errors. So class stars is really simple. It's just going to be int RGB. Red, green, blue. Yes, they're going to be colors. And then we're going to have float, distance, and angle. So there, now we create a subclass, and all the errors go away. Now I'm happy. So now we have a loop. We have a loop going through every single star in the array. So we're going through the array right now, and we're just going to draw every single star that's in the array. If twinkle's enabled, we're going to add a white bloom. That's this code. Oh, wait, let me getting ahead of myself. This, everything's commented, so pretty simplistic on this is star position. This does the coloring. Is there a white bloom in the middle? Otherwise, just draws a star with the correct color. And then we have positions, and then we generate color. New color each time. It's awesome. I know. So, now that we have all the code explained, and then it just keeps going through and through and through. Like I said, pretty simple. You should be able to look at this code and be like, I know what this is. So, let's go to dispose. We don't have to do anything. The init, we have to do something now. We have to initialize all the stars. And we also got to set the basic stuff that we usually do in our init. So our init, we're going to need all these. These are from previous tutorials. We have our enabled shader module, clear color, clear depth, our hint, blend function, and GL enabled. Obviously, we've done that in previous tutorials, so don't really need to go over it. Here's the new code. We are going through a loop. Obviously, I called it loop for consistency. So we're going through each iteration of the array, and we are initializing a star. We are setting the variables, initializing it. We could have created a constructor to do this for us, but I don't know. It seems easier to do it in the init. If you wanted to, you could create a constructor in the class that automatically does this for you, which might be a good idea. However, you'd then need to pass it the int loop. So do whatever way you want. Okay, and then at the end, we're going to be doing a texture. Again, this is from previous tutorial, so pretty self-explanatory. I'm getting a bunch of errors because I need to do imports. So we take a file, we get a texture from the file, and we bind the texture. So pretty self-explanatory. I've covered this in previous tutorials. Again, it's easy in Java. And that's pretty much it. If we run it right now, it would work. Except we don't have the toggle for the key binding. Also, because I'm using base render, I need to do reshape. Reshape is the same as previous tutorials. And I really don't think it's going to change that much in other tutorials until we get to more advanced stuff. So, there you go. Reshape's done. And now that we have the reshape done, we just need key bindings. Key bindings, again, I'm just going to pretty much just copy it. It's a joke by now. You should know how to do this. I mean, it's input map. Just like F1, you just copy this and change these to T. So I have input map and then twinkle equals arta twinkle. And then I use a ternary. So really, I probably don't even need the ternary, come to think of it. Yeah, I just flip it. Anyways, I digress. I can do not. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting offhand. So we're gonna run it. There we go. So everything's working. I can't do pitch yet because I didn't set it, but pretty cool. Gets the basics. So again, you're probably gonna want to add zoom. I use the left-right keys for zoom, and then the up-down for spin, I think it was, or tilt. Yeah, up-down is tilt on mine. And then you can set other things, so play around with key bindings. Get some key bindings the way you like it. Other than that, this is the 9th tutorial. I'm sorry I did more copying and pasting than I usually do, but this is kind of, we've done this before, most of this. So I really think the only thing new in this tutorial was the idea of the bloom, like the light blooming. So hopefully this has been a help. Some other things I want to note, I'm going to be doing some side tutorials outside of the Nehe stuff in the relative future, so I'm going to show you how to do FPS counter. Someone asked me how to do, I think, and then how to get the time on like your GUI, so more like a HUD for your OpenGL. That'll probably be a sub-tutorial.